I just don't want to get everything in order and then out of the blue I get hit with a bill that I could have taken care of when it was at a smaller number. Moral of the story, kids, is when you want to run a business legally, officially, you have to follow the steps, you have to follow the instructions. Otherwise, you're going to be hit with bills that you did not plan for or expect or could even afford. Come with me to City Hall to pay them money I don't have. So I might have made a huge tax mistake over the last 5 years that I've been avoiding. And now I'm putting on my grown-up pants. I put on a nice shirt under this Sherpa because it's a cold summer day here in San Francisco. And I'm going to go walk by behind to City Hall and figure out what my next steps are, what my options are. Hopefully there was a mix-up because technically I didn't finish filling out the application, but apparently based on these letters I've been getting, I finished enough for them to send me a bill. So let's go find out how much I owe and if we can strike a deal with the city of San Francisco. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are wanting to start a business, make sure you get your taxes and your papers, documents, everything in order. Speak to someone in person if you have to, so you don't have to face these things 5 years later, not realizing you might have made a huge mistake. So come with me. So that's where I need to be. I'm about a block away from City Hall, and I don't know what I have to do exactly. All I have is the paperwork they sent me, along with an address and a room number. I don't have an appointment. I don't have a name of someone. I have called them in the past, and they were nice, but they weren't that helpful because I don't think they fully understood what I was trying to say. And to be honest, I didn't know what I was trying to say. How pretty is City Hall though? I'm grateful that I can walk to places like this and get this stuff handled immediately, even though I've procrastinated on it for about 5 years. I'll be honest, I didn't take it as serious at first, but being that I'm in a place right now where I'm trying to get my finances, when I'm not trying, I am getting my finances in order and organizing all of my debts and, consolidating where I can and negotiating where I can. This was one of those last pieces that I needed. Coming to City Hall was one of those pieces, one of those last pieces that I needed to finally face and get over with, because I just don't want to get everything in order and then out of the blue I get hit with a bill that I could have taken care of when it was at a smaller number. So here I am at City Hall. As you see, I'm across the street, almost there. I'm pretty sure I can't record while I'm inside, so stay tuned. Business tax mistake fixed, sort of. I'm so glad I came in today because I definitely had it all wrong. And I'll probably talk about this on my podcast in depth because I don't want to bore you all with the rigmarole. What is that word? I'm blanking. With the nitty gritty that you don't need to know about. So City Hall, done. I'm gonna go fix that. Long story short, if you don't listen to the podcast, basically I registered my business in San Francisco, and once you register, you have to keep paying a registration fee every single year. Even if you don't have a brick and mortar, you don't have a building that you work out of, even if you just sell t-shirts at Fisherman's Wharf. If you make money in the city of San Francisco, you are required to register your business. And every year that registration fee is based upon your income. And if you don't file an income, then they base it off of $1 million. Assuming you've made $1 million in your business. And I did not make $1 million in my business. I wouldn't be having these conversations or hustling and grinding so hard if I did. No, I probably would be, but just differently, right? Obviously the goal is to make $1 million one day. You know, if it happens, it happens. No, I'm just not going to limit myself to not making it. But right now, the business didn't even touch close to even, I'm not even going to get into all that, but I'm just glad that's done. I'm about to walk to a bookstore right now. I ordered a book. I don't know if it's there yet. I have to see. So that's going to be a whole different vlog. Check out my shorts as well. I've been posting a lot more shorts because I know some people don't sit and watch these long vlogs. But if you do, hey, leave a comment and let me know if you do so I can shout you out, okay? But for the most part, I gotta cross the street, no phones. Moral of the story, kids, is when you wanna run a business, legally, officially, you have to follow the steps, you have to follow the instructions. Otherwise, you're gonna be hit with bills that you did not plan for or expect or could even afford. But the good thing is, there's a reason why they hire people within these infrastructures to help. So you have to help yourself even when you're in trouble. Don't be afraid to walk to City Hall if you have to get things fixed, okay? Don't be afraid to call. Make sure there's a paper trail of the documents and the questions that you have, because that helped me to get to see someone sooner than later and get all of this fixed and clarified. Because I was just sitting in the dark for all these years, assuming that I never finished registering my business when, in fact, I did register it. And if you're wondering, what happens if you don't register your business and you just have a business? That's something that's gonna come up when you do your taxes. So you might as well do it up front when you don't have to pay as much. And I'm learning that even 5+ years into doing business. I'm learning and growing as I go. So visit thekeyspodcast.com to hear more about this story. But for now, I'm gonna close out this vlog. I'm out of breath. You know, they always talk about San Francisco and these hills, but everyone always skips over the fact that every little street is like a little incline as well. So stay tuned. I'm about to run to the bookstore. I'm trying to not do any Amazon purchases. Probably gonna go get a sandwich at this deli that I found online and then head back home. Thank you for watching. Love y'all. Life is a blessing. It's your girl Lilz.